Welcome to WP Theme Tutorial, Episode 4. Today we're going to look at customizing TinyMCE. Before we get started, I'd like to encourage you to go to iTunes if you're watching this and subscribe to the screencast. I'd also love to get some ratings if you're enjoying the show. Of course, I'd love 5-star ratings, but if you have any issues, I'd love to hear about those as well. What we have here is the standard TinyMCE install for WordPress. We have the option to bold, italicize, strike through, and lots of other things. Often when clients are trying to build their site and add their content, I found that when they want something to be a heading, they go in and make it bold. And that's not a heading, that's bold. Search engines have no idea that that should be more important than anything else. So then we tell our clients that there's this thing called the kitchen sink. If you click on that button, we now have ways to mark up our content. And you can see we have paragraph, address, pre-formatted, and then our heading levels 1 through 6. The issue with this is that we probably do not want our clients to use heading level 1 or heading level 2. A properly built site should have the site title as heading 1 on the home page, and then on all subsequent pages it should be heading 2. While the page title or the post title should be heading 1, since the page title or post title is the most important thing. So clients still come in and make it heading level 1, when what they really should be doing is making it heading level 3. Another thing is clients love to do is to screw with the color of their text. So we'll make this light green, and I can't read this at all. I have had many a call from a site owner asking why there's a bunch of funny colors of text on there. It's because one of their employees went through and played with the colors when they really should not have. So today we're going to look at customizing TinyMCE to take out some of those issues that clients can do. Let's start by resetting this back to the normal TinyMCE. This is how it's set up when you first come into WordPress. So let's get started with our code. We'll start by pasting our function in, which I'm getting from my other screen. And that needs to end, and we need to use the add an action, or hook an action. And we're going to hook TinyMCE before init. And we're going to add our function, which is theme-t wp custom TinyMCE. So what's passed into this is an array of the available formats for TinyMCE, so we need to return that same array. Now this function would do nothing. It wouldn't edit it at all, although it is running. So the first thing we want to do is show the kitchen sink. Instead of trying to tell a user that there's this little button on the side that kind of looks like a color palette, we want to make sure that they always see it. So we do that by setting the hide to false on TinyMCE. And so there you go, we can see it. Now we still have an issue. If someone hides it and refreshes, since we're forcing it to show, it's just going to keep showing. So the next thing we want to do is always, or hide that button. And we do that, we're going to use WP ADV. You can see later we're going to hide the color options as well. So now we have hidden the TinyMCE button, or the kitchen sink button. Next thing we want to do is hide the color button, because we don't want our users to be able to mess with the colors. So the way we do that is you inspect the code, and you can see right here it says for color. So if we add to the end of this, see, there's our color button, which is now gone. Same with the bold. If we wanted to remove bold, it says MCE bold, we'd simply add to that. Now we don't actually want to remove our bold button, so let's not remove it. Now the last thing we need to do, which is the reason we started this, is to make sure that we have only heading level 3 through 6 in our editor. And we do that again by modifying the array. And so this, in our block formats, all we do is we pass the ones that we want allowed. And we're allowing the paragraph, address, pre, code, h3, 4, 5, and 6. And that is it. So now if I want to make this a heading, say I only have the options of heading 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that's it. That's how we can customize TinyMCE to take some of the confusion out of it for our users.